Yeah. Greetings, and today we got another video of me reacting to training scenes from a movie. And today we're re- yeah, we're reacting to a movie called Fighter in the Wind. Now I haven't seen this movie, but from what I hear, it's based on the life of the great Masoyama, the greatest fighter in karate history, except for maybe Motobuchoki, but we don't know much enough about him to say anything. He's the founder of Kyokushin Karate, and from what I hear, this is based on his training, the training he did in his 14 years of isolation. That he spent on a mountain with, I think, one of his students. And during this time, he had trained religiously to the point of being able to create Kyokushin karate from his prior knowledge of martial arts. If I remember correctly, it was judo, which he studied with Masahiko Kimura, another legend, Goju Ryu karate, and Shotokan karate. So 3 powerhouse martial arts right there. Oh, and also, unfortunately, the best version I could find, quality video I could find for these scenes was done as I think the term is AMV of an Eminem song called "Till I Collapse." Now it's a great song, and honestly, I like Eminem. I mean, heck, one of my most viewed videos in this channel's history was an AMV that I made of my favorite scene from Cobra Kai, where Hawk beats the snot out of his old bully. But I did it to the Eminem song Venom. I mean, I didn't edit it well enough, but it was but it worked well enough. So, gonna have to keep the volume low. Hopefully, that'll get by the copyright strike. It won't, but this videos, all of my reaction, all of these type of videos get copyright striked. But thankfully, I don't make money off of these, so let's get into it. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna say this right now. This guy looks nothing like Masoyama, but he looks awesome. Okay, slamming what looks to be like a shudo into a rock, and immediately regretting it. Many of us have been there before. Well, I have. But okay, this is decently common in Kyokushin. Okay, punching a tree. Yet these are actually things Masoyama did in his 14 years of isolation. Yeah, when you do Iron Fist to that extent, you're gonna feel like this at sometimes. And I love that look, the disheveled gi. Yeah, gi. Just goes to show how hardcore this guy actually was. Okay, cutting his hair with a knife. Okay, I like this. Yeah, actually jerry rigging. Yeah, rigging a system you have logs strike themselves into you for your iron body conditioning. Because this is great. Because generally in karate classes, at least the ones that I'm in, we have partner drills where we basically strike each other. Like, well, I'm starting to regret wearing this today, but we'll do this movement and strike our forearms into each other on this side too. Sometimes I say to do it, but that's good to do it. But some people don't. In my class, don't. But, yeah. And of course, we'll throw leg kicks at each other, and occasionally we'll throw strikes to the stomach. And I recently got us doing ridge hands to the shoulders. But yeah, this is great. And oh, even a system to drop it on your stomach. Okay, I'm just gonna say, don't do this. You are going to permanently damage your spine. But gotta respect it. This is hardcore. Also with the way he's doing this, it will have resistance training. Applied into it because, well, you got to lift the thing or pull a cable thing. That the way he actually did that, where it was him extending both of the things to have it drop onto him, actually kind of reminds me of Zoro's training from One Piece. How he had the pulley system that looked like punching, which is weird because he doesn't punch. But it's honestly pretty cool. Okay, running. If I remember correctly, Masoyama did state that he would run multiple miles a day every day during this 14 years of isolation, but I can't remember off the top of my head. And this is a loading screen. Okay, I can't tell what he was doing there. Maybe it was him performing some kata that I don't know. Maybe it was just shadow box. Maybe he was punching the tree again. I mean, he was throwing kicks, but I don't know. Okay, that was awesome. But it looks like he was striking a clay pot filled with what looks to be sand with this strike here. It's a lot like a knife hand, but it's hard to describe to people who don't understand the technique, but it's honestly a pretty interesting technique. But he broke it. Okay, that's okay. Another rock. Okay, he broke the rock, but funny enough, it actually looks like he used this trick that a lot of people do to make themselves look stronger than they are, where you hold the rock just above the surface that that you have it above, that you're doing it on, and then you hit it, causing it to strike again, on the bottom against the surface that you have it above. In this case, stone. Basically, amplifying the power of your strike because it's hitting stone instead of your hand, which will break it. But I mean, obviously, this is Masoyama. He's definitely strong enough to do it. But okay, running. More running. Actually, this looks like a full-on sprint. Sprinting's good for increasing your overall cardiovascular health, and looks like we got some fights coming here. Okay, that looks like Goju Ryu to me, and you can notice a lot of similarities to the Goju Ryu style, specifically because of this technique that he has right here. This is actually taken from the days from the style, one of the styles that it was based on, White Crane. And the equivalent in modern karate, you could say, is the knife hand, just because the knife hand doesn't exist in Goju Ryu, but it does exist in other styles that are based on White Crane. I'm actually recently taken into studying this technique specifically to try to figure out if I can find any application for it. Okay, and okay, Megiri Kikomi, that's a front thrust kick, and just knock the guy over. Okay, just taking those. Oh, this guy's eating body kicks from a Kyokushin fighter. And collapses. That's understandable. Okay, he stood up. I gotta give the guy credit. Oh, rolling thunder kick. Wait, actually, that's not rolling. Was that rolling thunder? Yeah. Might have just been a spinning hook kick. I don't know. Ooh, trading low kicks with a Kyokushin fighter is the worst idea you could have. These guys are almost as bad as Muay Thai fighters with their low kicks, but okay, he basically probably just broke that guy's leg. Oh, okay, this guy is clearly Taekwondo, but okay, he's good. Okay, I think he hit with the blade of his hand there, but it could have just been the forearm, and he could have just clotheslined him. Great technique, though. Oof. Okay, now we got guys with swords. God, I wish I had that hair. Okay, a choke slam. Okay, that was a joke. Choke slams, don't really exist in traditional karate, but I'm not sure if they exist in judo either. I only have about a year of experience in judo, but okay, jumping front kick, jumping roundhouse. Another one of those shots with the side of the hand. He really likes this, and so do I. Oof, that guy's ankle just snapped. Okay, using their numbers well. Okay, that guy just drop kicked him. Okay, nice combinations. Oof, that's actually a pretty common throw and take down in karate, where you'll catch a kick and then turn and sweep the leg. But I guess he's using a bit more of his judo experience because the technique was slightly altered to look, and it looked more like judo than karate. So mixing the style, excellent. And that throw was straight judo. Yeah, that looked like a straight hip throw. That was a Superman punch. Okay. The funny thing is, it this actually shows is a pretty good explanation of how a Kyokushin fighter would actually fight. Yeah, with a lot of the martial arts movies about traditional martial arts like karate, they generally go overly technical with it, showing and their demonstrations generally is how you say irrealistic. But this is honestly great. And I especially love how they show them throwing those yeah tele telegraph punches that we were told from day one not to throw, just because in a fight where if you're in a fight, you're bound to throw at least a couple punches that are like that at some point, especially if you're getting tired. And keep in mind, we see him throwing a lot of those against the trees in his training, so it makes sense that he would throw them against people. And also, I just like how he's defending those punches to the face when the running joke is that Kyokushin fighters can't take punches to the face. Yeah. Okay, that's painful to look at. And swords. Okay, I guess this, based on the time left in the video. Okay. Okay, looks like he's loosening up. Yeah, loosening up his joints. Yeah, controlling his breathing. Tanks a front kick. Okay, if a guy does a flying does a jumping spinning kick where his foot's above you and it's about to slam down, don't raise one arm up to block. If you need to block it, use both arms. I mean, at least he used his forearms, but you're just begging to get seriously injured there. Even a Kyokushin fighter wouldn't be able to handle that without injury. Okay, curious as to how you can sweep a guy in midair, but I mean, it would have made more sense if he had just he had taken a step forward and lifted, and then dropped. But okay, he stumbled probably from the fall, injuring him, and okay, that is something that's textbook karate, because from we're trained, at least in my school, we're trained from day one to be able to control our punch, so we can have that hard stop just before we actually make contact with our strict techniques. Primarily because having better control can lead to a lot of different things in fighting. Kind of like how in the UFC you see a lot of people throwing those kicks that are able, that go through the opponent, but when they miss, they end up having their stance altered, briefly, and then having to regain their stance. When you look at Lyoto Machida, who was textbook karate, well, not textbook, he changed it up, but who was traditional karate, he maintained control with his kicks, and as a result, was never was off balance when or had to adjust his stance when he missed a kick. He just pulled it back. And also because, well, we had to be able to control our strikes to avoid hurting each other. I always hated this aspect of training, though, just because so many people lack control. But I'm actually decent at it. All right. So, yeah, it looks like that's it for Fighter in the Wind. Now, time for my opinion on this. Okay, for the training, they showed some decent work. Yeah, they showed some decent, bits of training based on what we know of Masayama's training in the mountains. But there's a lot that they missed. A lot that they could have shown that honestly would have been cool. Like he did a lot of calisthenics and specifically a lot of push-ups. He did think weird things like meditating under waterfalls. He said that it was essential to practice jumping, and as a result, he would jump over things hundreds of times. Uh, Other than that, oh, and of course, weightlifting. Specifically, he did a lot of the. I think if I remember correctly, he did a lot of the bench press with the same weight, just with hundreds of reps every day. No. Oh, and also, if I remember, he also did jump rope. But yeah, so there's a lot of his training that was missed. But overall, it was good. Could have used. I would have liked to have them to have more to the training scenes, but these things happen. So as for the fight scenes, I would have liked them to have. I mean, I'm not entirely sure if if these were edited at all to cut things out. I mean, I'm gonna have to watch the movie eventually. This was good, but going to have to eventually, yeah, have to say, unless these were edited, I would have liked it for them to have more fighters who actually pose more of a threat. Because throughout this, I think there were like, not counting that end scene where they were ganging up on him and beating him for a bit, and with the one guy straight up drop kicking him. I think the closest we had to anyone actually posing somewhat of a threat was the Taekwondo guy who just was throwing those kicks, and until he stopped kicking and just ran at him for some reason, got clotheslined. Other than that, eh, also, since this isn't the original thing and I don't have the audio, I can't give my opinion on the music. I mean, this goes pretty well with it, but if I had to give an overall opinion rating for this, I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's not bad, but it's not particularly good. It shows some decent stuff. Even some things that Masayama didn't do, like jerry rigging tech. Those things that swung the logs into him to help him condition his body. I'd believe him. Yeah, I would have believed, knowing Masayama, I would have believed it if he said he did. But he never said anything remotely close to that about for his training. But I will you know what, actually, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 just for the wardrobe decisions. Especially those hand wraps. They look so cool. So, overall rating 6 out of 10. Now, if you guys have any other training montages plus fight scenes that you want me to discuss, let me know in the comments down below. If you guys have any particular things you want to say about this movie, my critique or any of that, again, comments. So, thank you all very much for watching. This is Random Man, signing off.